Hello everybody, welcome back. So this is going to go over the ISMs essay with you. Before I do that, I want to show you the 3 readings that you can use in the essay. The Gamble's classism article must be used. You'll see that in the prompt. And then we have an article by Rhodes and an article by Staples. But I put them here. You can use an article on the outside, like the Gamble's classic. If you want to find classism, this article on the internet, go ahead, but I don't know why you would, and then I'm going to ask you for proof of it. But here I've given you the whole article. It is accessible for everybody. So let's say you want to quote from here, you'll put paragraph 1 as your in-text citation. So all of these are paragraph 3, are all listed by paragraph. And then if you come to the bottom, I give you the information you need for the works cited information. So author is Matt Gamble, article title I listed above, the publisher is the Rutgers Review, the URL, and how do you put this in the works cited? I took this right from OWL Purdue. You guys should get used to using the OWL Purdue website. I used it for my master's and my doctoral work. And so here, obviously this is, instead of Ludman Susan, you would put Gamble Matt. How to make a vegetable chili? No, you'll put the title, which is up there, classism, blah, blah, blah. And then follow everything here. I've given you the pieces. You just plug them in here and then put that in the works cited page in your essay. Okay, so let's go into the prompt itself. And where is the teacher? Don't get confused. Here we are. So here is the prompt. So you're going to read the 3 articles. Okay, and then you're going to read like about racism, genderism, classism, sexism, religionism. So in my class, I want everybody to feel safe. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're purple or blue. If you're a good person, you're a good person. I don't care if you're Muslim. I am just really open. I'm secure enough with myself to just be open and let people be who they are. But let's go through here the isms. So you're going to compare and contrast yourself with people from the readings, from the 3 readings. So let's say that you're talking about Staples, and maybe maybe you have faced some racism, and so did Staples. So maybe you're going to compare his situation to a situation that you've been through. All right, so that would be a paragraph about racism. Now remember, you must use the classism article. Now you don't need to compare and contrast to Matt Gamble. Maybe you want to use the classism article as a source for when you're talking about racism, because maybe maybe someone assumed because you are of a certain color that you're poorer than they are. That's not fair, and that's not always true, but that's a stereotype. So maybe you want to quote the classism article in your racism paragraph. However, if you do want to compare to Matt Gamble, good. Devote a whole paragraph to that. But as long as you have classism in there, and then you can choose whatever isms you want. And if you want to, you can choose the Staples article or the Rhodes article, or you can choose both. But make sure you include the Gamble, the classism article. All right, and then some students will say, well, teacher, it didn't really happen to me, but maybe it happened to your mom or your aunt or your grandmother. Maybe your grandmother ageism, someone mistreated her because of her age. It's okay, but make sure that your thesis statement tells me that. And make sure that you have the isms listed in your thesis statement. I get essays where the thesis statement doesn't list the isms, but it's an isms essay, so there should be isms in the thesis statement. So let's say here, maybe you want to use yourself, like Staples and I have unfortunately shared a experience of racism, whereas my grandmother experienced ageism similar to that of Rhodes. That would be a beautiful thesis, because I know you're going to do racism with Staples, and then you're going to compare your grandmother to the Rhodes article and talk about ageism. And then if you don't have classism in the thesis, just use classism as a source or a quote within one of your other body paragraphs. Okay, and requirements, it must be 4 to 7 pages long. That doesn't include the works cited page. The works cited page, you're going to contain at least 2. Gamble will be one of them for sure, and then you have to choose whether you want to use Staples or Rhodes, or you can use all 3. And where are the articles? I showed you where they are. Here's how you should set it up. and make sure that your thesis statement is highlighted in yellow. Make sure all of the topic sentences and the body paragraphs are highlighted in yellow, or I won't grade it. And I'm going to talk about this in a minute. I have students who are using AI and they have no idea what their thesis statement is. So if I open up your essay and I start reading it and you have a sentence that's highlighted in yellow, and then I keep reading and it's not your thesis, it's a 0. So you can argue with me, but I'm not going to change my mind. If you've typed a thesis statement and you don't know what your own thesis statement is and you've highlighted a different sentence, it's a 0. Same way with your topic sentences for your body paragraphs. You should know what your topic sentences are for your body paragraphs. The closing paragraph. The closing paragraph, there is no topic sentence. You're not bringing in any new information. The closing paragraph is basically intro, I'm going to tell you this. Body paragraphs, I'm telling you this. And the closing paragraphs, you're repeating or summarizing what you just told us. Or you may want to make a prediction for the future or something like that. And then the works cited comes last. This is due on Sunday, October 26th. Make sure, I know it's a condensed class and I should have shortened the deadline, but if an essay or any written assignment is over 4 days late, I'm not grading it. So don't even ask me to. It's not fair if you do it and then I have to do it for all the other students. You have 4 days to get them in. If they're not in, it's a 0. All right, so here again are the readings. You'll see them in below in the module underneath articles for the essay. Let me get down here. So the articles for the essay are here. I give you student examples of the essay, helpful essay writing hints. I should not see the generic we. I should not see you. You is very informal. I will mark it wrong. I should see the generic we. Now, generic we is we should not be racist. Don't say we. Maybe you say society should not be racist, or people should not be racist. And don't do that. Or you can use we as my grandmother and I went, blah, blah, blah. We faced ageism, or she faced ism. But the we there is being qualified by my grandmother and I. It's not being generic. Okay? And let's see. You'll see that there, and then your essay will go here. Down here, AI usage. I put this in the overview video, but I'm going to put it here. If I read your paper, certain things will jump out at me. If I run it through the AI and it pulls AI, you're going to get a 0 and there is no rewrite for it. If you click this, make sure you read this because Grammarly can trigger it. I had a student who confessed to me that they wrote the paper in Spanish and then translated it in English and it was flagged. It was a 0. Okay, guys, I'm here to help you. I don't care if you ask me 100 questions in email. I would rather help you and help you learn to read than have you cheat. I mean, what's the point? So I know. Some of you are like, if you're not there, you're not there. So maybe you're not, whatever. I don't want to go there. So my daughter told me not to even waste my time. If you're going to cheat, they're going to cheat, Dad. All right, and then here, proof of written work. So if I suspect something's going on, I'm going to ask you for written work. Again, I will send you an email, or I'll put it in the comments, but you'll send me an email with everything and make sure it's clear, make sure I can understand it. If I can't, it's a 0. I'm not going back and forth. So this semester, I had students will send me a screenshot and nothing else. No. What is the screenshot? Explain it to me. And if there were 2 screenshots I needed, it was a 0 because you should have sent me both at the same time. I'm very busy. I'm not going back and forth. This is college, guys. All right, and let me jump back out here. Make sure I have everything right. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is there's a student essay example here. And if you open the essay, it's accessible. I make sure everything is accessible. So if you open it up, your essay should look like this. The heading, the title. This should only be double spaced. I don't know why he put extra spaces. I probably took points off for it. Notice his thesis is here. Then his first paragraph, topic sentence is highlighted, topic sentence is highlighted, topic sentence is highlighted. I add stuff here. Oh, he didn't have a topic sentence, but I added that. And here, this is the closing paragraph, so there is no topic sentence. And then the works cited is here. Okay? Now here he used Kofor, but I've changed her to a different article. But his Brent Staples here, if you want to copy and paste it, if you use it, fine, it's perfect. Okay, everybody, good luck.